Hi everyone! Today I'm going to do a quick eyebrow tutorial on how I like to do eyebrows, and this is going to be quite a high definition look, so it's for people that like a little bit more of a structured brow without it being too heavy. So I'm going to talk you through the products and the brushes while I'm using them, and the first brush that I use is a mascara wand. So just you can get these little mascara wands in packs of 15 in pennies for 1.50. You can sometimes get your eyebrow brushes that are double-ended. So what I like to do first is I comb the eyebrow hair in an upward motion. So comb in the direction that the hairs are growing. So if they're growing upwards at the beginning, comb them up, and if they're growing to the side, just slightly to the side and then down, so that you're getting your hair nice and neat before you go applying your product in. Then the product that I'm going to use today is the Kaylin Deluxe Eyebrow Gel. So this is one of my favorite products to use for doing eyebrows, purely because it's a mixture between a gel and a powder formulation. So it's a little bit more stiff than your general gel-based products, but I like the fact that it's a little bit stiffer because you can work with it a little bit more. It's also completely waterproof, so even if you go swimming, the eyebrows are still going to be there. And then the brush that I'm actually going to use, there is a built-in brush in the cap of it, but I'm going to use the E44 brush from Blank Canvas Cosmetics because it's my favourite for doing eyebrows. And the reason why I like to use this type of a brush is because it's like a rectangular straight head, and I just feel like I get a really good arch and I can angle my brows the way that I like. So I'm just going to dip the product in. So the shade that I'm using on my eyebrows is the shade Hazelnut, and it is like a taupey kind of a grey shade. So I don't like my eyebrows to be too dark because my hair is quite fair. So what you do is you start at the base of the brow, so right at the beginning, and you get that line directly underneath. So from here, right back to your arch needs to be as straight as possible. So if you have no hair, most people sometimes don't have hair in this area, you may need to draw on skin. Just draw a straight line. So imagine that there's a ruler underneath your brush guiding you along, and you just draw it directly underneath in a straight line. If you can't figure out where your arch is supposed to start or where your eyebrow is supposed to start, you just get your brush, hold it against the edge of your nose and just straight up along the face. That's where your eyebrow naturally is to start, and then looking straight ahead, you just rest the base of the brush at the edge of the nose and across your pupil straight up, that's where your arch is, and then on the outer part of the eye, that's where your tail end of your brow is supposed to be. So you draw from the beginning back to the arch in a straight line. So that's the first part done. And then what we do is when we're at the arch, I like to slightly curve the eyebrow and bringing it down. And when you get to the tail end, just kind of flick your wrist so that you're getting a nice sharp edge on it. Then we work at the top. So instead of actually starting with the brow here, I like to just, where the hairs start growing sideways, I like to start drawing my line from where the hair starts to grow sideways. So just really lightly. This is where we're going to thicken the brows as well. So you get your thickness from the top. So just drawing along, and we're going to draw just one seamless line, and we always arch at the arch part, and then we meet the tail at the end. And then it's just a case of just flicking your brush through the hairs, again in the same direction that your hair is growing, making sure you're filling in any gaps. And when it comes to this little part of the brows, what I like to do is turn the brush on its side, and then just in a flicking upward motion, just flicking the product up through the inner part of the eyebrow. Then I get my mascara wand again, and I just brush them through so that I'm depositing that product all over the eyebrow. Brushing them again in an upward slope, making sure that you can't see that baseline anymore in the eyebrow. And then just to tidy them up, what I like to do is I just grab a little bit of concealer. The one that I'm using is the Kaylin HD concealer, and I'm using an F17 brush. I'm just taking a tiny amount and just directly underneath the eyebrow, just drawing along underneath the bottom line to just neaten and tidy up any sort of errors or mistakes that you might have made. This also is a great tip if you've got any sort of loose kind of sparse hairs. The concealer will act almost like a Tipp-Ex, so it'll just Tipp-Ex them out, and then it naturally adds a highlight directly under the eyebrow. If you have gone a little bit overboard at the top, you just get the brush on its flat and work your way around the top of the eyebrow. Again, just neatening everything off. Making sure that your concealer obviously blends into your foundation so that you don't have an obvious white line up above or underneath the eyebrow. So just always make sure that you're combing them through to get them nice and fluffy. And if you like to set your eyebrow with a gel-based product, you can use clear mascara, and one that I particularly love is by Essence Makeup, but my favourite is the Benefit Gimme Brow. So we just get the little mascara wand, and this just basically will just gel the hairs into place, just helping them to stick, especially if you're the type of person that has like a longer hair growing through your eyebrow. Just brush them through again, and voila! So that's no eyebrow done, and that's the eyebrow done. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much for watching.